Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Borderlands. So, in a odd example of playing poorly, I'm back at Treacherous Coast, or Treacherous Cove, whatever it's called, and this time my assignment is to sink certain ships. So, we had already come here, thrown grenades and gotten fish and done that quest. And turns out there was Scooter was the person I needed to talk to, and in doing that, that was the next thing. So, way over here, we have like a pirate ship that we're supposed to sink. And I guess I can just do that. The next one is over in that side. So if I just do this and do this and then jump up here and then jump over here and then jump on this boat and jump up here, I can then just walk right down this way, and we're just looking for the boat. So the game's got all kinds of reasons why this would be trouble, but there's explosive canisters here. And you can see the gunner hadn't even seen me, hadn't even spawned in. So where now is the next one? It's this way. So we'll just run this way and fill our health in. You can see we've gotten a little overpowered here. Now this is the first playthrough. That is definitely part of what's going on in this game. That there is just kind of this hard limit to get to higher levels. There we go. Third boat sunk. We're done with this quest. And I guess we could have run this way. I guess technically there's nothing really stopping us from even going out maybe as far as this. I think eventually we'll start getting a laser targeting sight on me. Yeah. So you get this warning. You can see it's going off everywhere. The game really knows what it's doing. And I guess we could run out to this boat while we're over here and pick up some more things. Phase walking and doing electric damage right now in the water, not hurting myself. I wouldn't be surprised if we end up back on this boat for one more quest, actually. But right now, we've got nothing to do. And I believe if I approach this correctly, there is... Here's the problem with using a sniper rifle. If they are a short guy, if they're a midget, they're pretty much designed to be difficult to hit. And because they're designed to be difficult to hit, you will find that it is kind of difficult to hit them. Sometimes, so they'll run right under your view, and in some other way cause you trouble. Now, I'm effectively rebalancing the game here by playing like this. this is the wrong way to play if you just actually wanted to stay overpowered throughout the rest of the game, because if I wanted to stay overpowered, I would have more strategically decided to walk around the area and kill people and get those little bits of XP that I'm getting right about now, even though it's only like 3 XP. Let's see. 66 times 6. See, I don't think I'd ever want that ability to just increase SMG damage and nothing else. It just seems kind of silly to me. So I have one extra weapon here. This is 43 times 12, which means that's no good. And then I have a Leviathan, which is 404 times 1.2. Well, this is 5. So this is not worth it. And Crom's sidearm we probably should get rid of, but I'm going to kind of hold on to it anyways, in case we run into more Crimson Lance, because I know we are going to. And I only need sniper rifle ammo. We can look at what these two stores have. See, I could do something like this that is not too bad, actually. Like, compare this to what I have. I would lose the 33% shield capacity, which probably I still want to keep. And I would get, let's see, 8 skill points. Well, that's the same, but I'd also get a 42% shock resistance. Nope, it's still not as good. And I may very well just never find anything that's better as far as a class mod. This is New Haven, so we might as well go back to New Haven and turn it in. And then we're gonna do a storyline thing. We may have hit a point in the game, and I can't say that I know for sure certain, because I just don't remember enough of this game separate from the sequel.
Hey, you seen them Lance soldiers around here?
So I got a new rocket launcher. And the only quest we have is Roscommons East. And that should be not the middle of nowhere. Don't I have another one here, the Cauldron? Yeah. They've decided to put the DLC right in the middle there, which might mean something, but it's certainly not practical enough to explain it. So, we're supposed to kill Taylor Cobb. Didn't we already kill a Cobb? I guess we're going to kill another one.
The next time you see Tannis, tell her to come see me in New Haven. Wherever she's getting her supplies, I know I can make her a better deal.
So I don't even know if that's a storyline relevant conversation telling me to come to New Haven, or if that's... See, don't even actually need to aim. My proficiency is high enough with this gun that it doesn't matter. Hearing some noises over here. So we've been in this area and we fought some people, and kind of just want to speed up the process. Like, even the bullets haven't fully respawned. So what do we have? We have a turret going on, which there was a long period there in which we either weren't dealing with turrets at all, or turrets themselves were only introduced about halfway through the game. Level 29 Burning Psycho. It's not being driven by anybody. There's nobody behind it. So I have to destroy it.
Time for my pound of flesh.
So these burning enemies are proving to be slightly more difficult to kill because of the fact that they're burning and my gun is burning. Let's just stand right here next to this guy and punch him, and still need several shots. Let's go over here and get this instant heal. So we'll run this way, we'll run this way. Now, when we come over here, we introduce some rocket turrets. And some guys who will be very bazookaable. Badass bruiser going on here. And then we'll just phase walk this guy. There's Taylor Cobb right there. So Taylor Cobb is doing a number on me. So we'll need a second wind by killing Taylor Cobb. And we'll kill this guy.
Now, do your best to prepare yourself for what's ahead. I'll contact you again soon.
We got the roaster. Or the rooster. I'll have to go back and read it to see whether it was the roaster or the rooster. Yeah. I did look at the achievements and see that there was only like 2 more areas. No, 3 more areas in this game. And if they are just gonna all be rather narrow single line style areas because it's going to be story related, I could understand that. So we might be a lot further to the end than I realize.
Let's see what we've got.
Let's get this, 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 and this. And let's see. Now we need to talk to the claptrap that is over on that side so we can get into the new area. If we could level up and do more critical damage, that'd be nice. This does a 4.7 fire, but does a lot less damage. So it's really fast, but not really as effective as we'd want. And frankly, I don't think I need to look at any of these other things. Just because I think they're all probably not worth much. They might be better than what we have, but they also possibly won't even be used. And we've got money everywhere. And weapons everywhere. A lot of people died because of my phase walk ability. Remember? And if I kill somebody with the phase walk ability, that means I'm not around to pick up their items. Which I guess is a consistent flaw with playing as the Siren. If you're going to play quick like this and just run through everything. But I kind of need to run through everything too. It's like when you see these spider ants and they're barely doing 1 XP, I'm not going to get up to level 33. Let's see. This might be a good way to go on a killing spree. If there's no more than 7 seconds between each kill. But was that 25 enemies? Did I just finish some quest by doing that? Didn't seem like it. Didn't seem like that even moved me forward in that quest. So the killing spree idea, even with the fastest repeater I've probably ever had, didn't work. Oh, so Taylor Cobb was the guy that was there. He had me kill his brother and take over the bandit camp, and then I killed him, so I killed both brothers.
Without a master, I have 2 options. I can listen to you move your disgusting meat flaps, or I can stick an electrode up my back panel and call it paradise. I will comply with what you need, then get out of my scan range.
Prepare yourself. Your next challenge awaits. It might seem insurmountable, but you can do this. You will prevail.
So another piece of trash, guardian angel, recover the thing. Recover the last piece of the vault. And we're far enough into the game that
You must prepare yourself. You have come very far in your journey, but it is not yet over, and it is not yet time to rest. Much depends on your actions moving forward. This last challenge will be your greatest.
see, the game is pretty heavy-handedly saying this is the last challenge ever.
Always has the upper hand. Make sure it's you.
And see, there's certainly some achievements for having like the max storage deck upgrades of 47, well, having enough space to have 47 items, but I think that's through a second playthrough, because I can't imagine we're going to get up to 47 in this playthrough. So that's 373 times 82. Just wanted to make sure that's a high capacity but low recharge, which is probably not necessary. I think I'd prefer the quick recharge. Machine gun versus machine gun. Neither one of these are probably worth it. 8 times 29 at 1.8 is almost certainly not going to work. This is 298 times 1 versus, what do I have right now equipped? 3 times as much. So we'll get rid of that. 82 times 13 beats this by far. 92 times 10, however. Well, see, the problem with this gun is it will fire faster and theoretically do more damage, but you'll be reloading so often with the 12 bullets, it's not worth it. This one we don't need. 60 times 12 versus 29 times 8. Well, we can definitely get rid of that one. And this one, the roaster, we can get rid of. And this SMG is 45 times 83. Don't 43 times 12. Get rid of that. What did you have? What did they have for sale? I almost wish you could buy XP when you get to this level of just having so much extra money. Challenge, overcome, vault key. Vault key piece. So it's over here to the left, and you can see on the trash coast there's something on the right too, but there's no fast travel unless there is a fast travel. If there is fast travel, I'd like to go back to New Haven and get those quest pieces. Let's go back to New Haven, and it will remind me who has some more quests for us to do. Might as well stay in the trash coast after for a while. We leave it really quickly so we can stay in it later.
Hey there. Welcome. Bye now.
Oh! Crazy Earl has more jobs he'd like that chump vault hunter to do.
No one brings this many soldiers if they don't think they'll need them.
So Crazy Earl. And will anybody else say anything?
If I can't find you what you need, it can't be found.
Nothing for Marcus.
Buy an atlas, and you too.
There are new missions available at the Middle of Nowhere Bounty Board.
Middle of Nowhere bounty board. Let's see, somewhere around this area there's another thing. Like somewhere hidden around here there's another vending machine, but whatever. Middle of Nowhere and Crazy Earls. So at least we're going to different places. Almost certainly Crazy Earl has to be giving us the quest telling us to go to the second section on the map, because we've never done that, which gives us, if that becomes the case, that's good. Siren, what kind of piece was that? Shock artifact. And that is a level 2 shock artifact, but I wouldn't want that. Since I'm already doing shock damage, I'm gonna do corrosive. Aridin 001 shock artifact is what I just picked up. The skag certainly does look differently animated. And see, we may...
Crazy Earl has more jobs he'd like that chump vault hunter to do.
We may have found finally a upgrade in the difficulty in the enemies, which is definitely needed.
What you want?
Rescue Earl's best friend held by the trash can.
Don't you hurry back.
Held at the trash can coast, whatever. So we now have that quest, which is weird because if we look at the map, the area on the right there still has never been required. So I've either missed a quest or like screwed it up completely. I imagine what will happen is we will finish this quest, turn it in. We're obviously going to have the opportunity to finish this quest and turn it in. The game's never going to give us quests and then trick us and go, well, you can't ever turn those in because it's game over. In fact, there really is no game over to this game, even before the DLC expanded the story a little bit. You could have always come back and just run around. How much is this revolver versus? This is 918. If it was 270, it would make a lot more sense, but it is a little bit more damage, but the almost reduction in accuracy makes it still not worth getting. And it's definitely better than this one. I never find anything in these shops worth getting. They're doing it on purpose, clearly. Clearly the idea is that the only time you would go to a shop and use and buy guns is if you just somehow dropped your good gun, which is highly unlikely to happen, or sold it by accident and couldn't buy it back in time, or just for some reason had an entire setup of really weak guns. That'd be an interesting speed run, certainly, if somebody tried to speed run this while using like the original weapon, the first weapon you ever picked up in the game. See, I don't even know what happened there. Well, we were outside Firestone when we started the game. Let's think about this. And we walked around, and we were under attack, and we had walked around and picked up a gun by that point. Haven't seen these guys in a while, and they're kind of strong, and they seem to be purple, almost as if they've been poisoned with something. Which maybe that's what's gonna happen, is we're gonna find a bunch of Eridan poisoned creatures. And a little bit of secret stuff back here, but really I was just taking a shortcut. I probably missed a few enemies like this, but not a big deal. Nothing in the boat. I can hear something somewhere. Some of this audio doesn't sound like it's in the right place at all. But like, it sounds kind of that direction. And see, this room is just like empty. So there's all kinds of skice all in this area. Ah, here's Bleeder. We're supposed to kill Bleeder, and Bleeder is definitely bleeding. I could see them getting a higher rating. Hey, and I got another Iridian explosive artifact. They're kind of numbered in odd ways. Yeah, they might have gotten a higher rating if they had characters bleeding continuously. So is this supposed to be for Crazy Earl? Wait, he wants to move out this way? Let's see. So the explosive artifact, which improves Lil's phase walk skills, adds explosive damage. We are now at explosion level 3, and I don't know what the maximum of this is going to be. Like, can you get up to level 9, perhaps? Alright, Earl's best friend is over there. Bait and switch is this way. And another piece of the puzzle is this way, so... let's just kind of run around and see what we're seeing. How about this? And see, I'm possibly losing opportunities here to get more things. I just want to kind of see what's going on in this area. Trouble's that way. And see, there's a save station right there, which implies to me there might be a reason to do all this. So we got some spider ants. And over here some more spider ants. And they're starting to all get to a level where they're really a challenge. Ooh, look at that guy. That is a corrosive, badass spider ant corruptor. Level 28. It's a weird experience though, playing this. Kind of knowing you're probably not going to go through the game a second time. Kind of knowing that... now I'm out of bullets. That whatever happens here is not going to really matter in the sequel of the game because it didn't work like that. And frankly, most people would have probably assumed that it was totally going to work like that. That you would have at least the same levels, if not the same characters you're playing as in the sequel. But no, that's not how it works. Oh, you start back at level 1 in the sequel. I am pretty sure, particularly since there's been such a long time since Borderlands 2 and whenever Borderlands 3 comes out, that there's really no motivating factor that you would even begin to think that you would get any kind of benefit from having a save file from the previous games, Borderlands 2 or Borderlands the pre-sequel. You might get some aesthetic thing, but I'm pretty sure everybody's going to start at level 1 again. Hitting this guy in his weak spots is not working well. Now we have a small problem that's going on here. I am low on bullets. Interesting, this bullet box is unopenable. That was the gun I needed to pull out a long time ago. And those are SMG bullets. So. Where's my SMG? Here it is. And the difference between a SMG clip and the repeater clip is just the angle. A slight difference in angle in the icon. So that was an area just full of spider ants. And instead of doing what I should have been doing, I goofed around, and now I might suffer a bit because I'll be low on bullets. We are right on the edge here. So I could...
Aw, did that hurt?
From above, it's easier to hit these guys. And if I decide to clear out this area this way,
That was it?
seems like we're getting stronger and stronger ants. Spider ant queen, and they only get bigger, so
Well, it acted tough.
anybody else? Just a bloody mess. Oh yes, there is an achievement for jumping on somebody, but yeah, like I don't know exactly how you do that. It just says kill a creature Italian plumber style, which I assume means jump on it. But you can see I'm not really gonna be able to like jump and do kills. So maybe that was what they meant, is from above hit them with a physical attack, but if it doesn't mean that, I have no idea. Like, wouldn't have even registered to me that it would have been possible to land on somebody and kill them in this game. I mean, I know we have a shield, and I know we have the abdomen. Great. And now we need to swap the abdomen, which I don't know how that's gonna work or what that means. But this area seems clear. Pick up this gun, get these bullets. Where that abdomen, I guess it's supposed to have come off there. So we're supposed to swap an abdomen that's over there, and Earl's best friend is this way. So we've kind of lucked out and done it in an order that seems to be more efficient. And the fact that we're gonna have just like 4 really short quests in this area tells me we're not gonna spend too much time here. I don't think there's anything over there. Let's see, how are we on bullets with the repeater? I have 69 of 65 bullets in my SMG, so I'm full apparently. I'm full health, full phase walk ability. Should be fine. Of course, I don't want to run. Let's just do this. This is too slow. Alright. Any opportunity I have to move forward faster, I'm gonna take it. We're not getting an insane amount of Viridian items. We got like 2 when we first started, and that was kind of it. This area is apparently just a jump off point, or perhaps a knockoff point where these guys had been specifically programmed to knock me down. I don't think I can get back up there. Nope, I'm gonna have to run all the way around again. That was my fault. when you look at some of the textures of the items and the junk here, somebody spent some effort making that junk, but also it's not particularly what you would say modern 3D polygon animation. It's the squares are a little too square with light textures. The circles are a little too hexagonal and not circular enough. This game would be much more visually demanding if it was made today on a modern engine. But also this artistic style might help with it, so it still probably wouldn't be as difficult to do something, to do a game like this versus like The Witcher 3. Here's a bunch of skags, and here's a dog.
It's time for my pound of flesh. It's time for another pound of flesh.
This is Earl's best friend, is this dog with a razor around its neck. And apparently Earl's best friend was a fan of killing things. So I had to just free him.
Used all my ammo.
Darn it. Darn it. So this guy, I don't think actually can get much closer. Well, I guess I'm wrong about that. He seems like he's perfectly capable when I get closer to him of deciding to how about we do this? That the fire's still not doing enough damage to him. Wow. These elemental effects not doing enough.
If I'm lucky.
And let me just remind everybody that I don't remember where things are, so it's not like I'm going specifically where items are hidden. I'm just kind of getting a little bit lucky. And they did a decent job about hiding things in easy places to find. So they did a decent job, in other words, of not really hiding things. Just putting them slightly out of the way so that any player that even does a small amount of searching will find them. Right. So our next quest is bait and switch, which wants us to go this way. So we can hear this noise of a giant creature, or maybe it's not a creature, maybe it's a perhaps it's the wind blowing in trash piles or something. Little glitch, little lag there, I think. And see, there's areas. There's definitely a few little bit of areas here, but we're just running through it now, which is kind of fine. I'm thinking I'll probably take a break, record a different game completely in between the end of the main story here and the DLC. The DLC certainly is an important factor to consider in this game, so I wouldn't say we're done, but it is also probably the best opportunity to say we've done maybe the 60 hours, maybe not even done 60 hours of the main story before we go and put maybe 40 more hours in the DLC. And so see, and these people cussing at me, usually I'm not too much of a fan of that in games, and I'm not really a fan of it here too, but I think since I know these are rough and tough bad guys, it seems slightly appropriate. There's an empty thing there. So we already know then that the game could have pre-opened chests in the game. So there's really no reason why, well, there was no reason before, why not just have all of these items there at the beginning. I assume maybe there might be a system built into this that it doesn't decide what to give you until you open a chest, and that's may even explain the slight pause that we have. Alright. Let's do this. And if we can get these guys to just turn, and I'm not as accurate as I would like to be with a sniper rifle. I hit I hit the other one while I was shooting for the other.
Yes, feel it.
And I'm out of ammo. Yeah, why wasn't I using this? And that's the spider ant king I'm killing right now. That's another one that I knew would turn. How are we now? Like, not doing great on bullets. Let's do this. So we're gonna put the abdomen on this like we did Mothrak. And that's gonna bring out a king arachnoid, and I'm going to decide to kill it. This is not working. There we go. Why an enemy monster, by the way, would have any of that stuff on him is beyond me. It doesn't actually make any sense. Let's get some bullets, some money. Did any of the other people drop anything of importance? Not really. You didn't see that coming. Like 3 hits. 3 hits. Alright. moving on, the last thing we have is the main story quest, which they told me to be ready for, and I think I probably will be ready for this in the sense that I'm gonna go back and buy a bunch of bullets. Like, no real reason. Seems like he can sneak up on these guys pretty nicely. Like, we are here, so if we just walk this way, we should be doing pretty well. And up here, there's absolutely like nothing. And if that was supposed to be an opportunity where I could have jumped and gotten up on the mountain, it didn't seem like that was the case. And I don't think it was, honestly. If it is, it's just a shortcut to the back to the beginning of the map. So, time to sell some guns. Well, first of all, fill up our bullets. Because the SMG bullets are 1080, you know that there isn't some hard limit of bullets to 1,000 for every kind of gun. It seems very much more that they just specifically pick some random numbers. And it doesn't seem like we're going to get any more upgrades. So that's good to know. We can't use this one. Don't want that one. Don't want that one. Don't want that. Don't want that. 48 times 10 is nowhere close. So let's see. 106 times 12 on the repeater, which tells me that's not gonna work, and that's not gonna work, and we were keeping Crom's sidearm, but we probably should sell it. Now our Ruthless SMG here's not the one. I don't think that's the one either. Let's see, 59 times 12, I'll hold on to this. 92 times 10 on the assault rifles, which gets rid of that one. Let's see. Get rid of that one. Get rid of that one. Get rid of that one. And to get rid of that one. I think I might equip my assault rifle in a second. This vicious sniper is 256 times 1.4 versus this, which is 2.7. So I could do 70 more damage with a shot and do a lot more less damage. Do it slower. We can sell this. Our stinger is 43 times 2, which makes it 86 times 12, which still has this as too weak, even though I would like to get rid of it. 60 times 15 versus 92. So it would shoot faster, but it has less bullets. It almost feels like the game accidentally gives you weapons that it doesn't really want you to have, so then it tempts you away to try and get you to relinquish that weapon in a weird way. So I'm going to put this sniper here. I'm also going to put this weapon. I guess we'll go ahead and replace the repeater. And how are we now? Just make sure everything's loaded. Which weapon is this? This is SMG. This is the assault rifle. This is the sniper rifle. And how much time do we have? Well, we have about 5 minutes, and frankly, I think I might be able to win and do this in 5 minutes. If not, we may just go a little bit long. Or maybe not. I could have certainly gone through the menu and decided to work my way, look at all the challenges we've done and all of that, but let's see. Guess I need this. I saw a bunch of racks over there, and so we know they're gonna start showing up. But they're like level 13 racks. Not really anything to worry about. Let's see, where are we on the map? This is the right path. And so we've got a bunch of skulls through this area. And we've got here a live rack hive. So we've been seeing these dead rack hives like this, and they've looked like the remains of creatures that the racks have been burrowing into. Well, here's the creature that the racks have been burrowing their backs into the backs of. So it's kind of like a land whale. It's kind of like a whale in the sense that it's full of racks. Like whales have barnacles and suckerfish and all kinds of stuff on them. So this is a good opportunity also to shoot a bunch of racks if I was going to waste the time on it. Just do this while we're at it. How about this? Well, punch in the leg. So his eyes are his weak spots, by the way. But I'm so overpowered, it doesn't even matter. He's dead. We did it. It was nothing. It was no challenge. I can take this extra point and do 15% critical damage, which only makes me more powerful. I very well probably limited myself the first couple times I played this game by not increasing my bullet damage and instead trying to save bullets, because I know there was most definitely a portion of the game, and here you can see gross and bloodiness that's not really typical of what you kind of have come to see of Borderlands. Borderlands has been more silly and childish than that, cartoony and comic book like. To get down to actual goriness feels out of character. You can see there's a lot of bullets here, and we are looking for the vault key piece, which I think he ate, or it's sitting here in front of him. Alright. That, that is bullets, gun, and what's the vault key? Oh. Oh. So we had a rack hive that was hiding this cave, and in this cave we have a giant flame rack that flew through and burned the place. So it's like we're inside the insides of a giant rack, but inside of that is a smaller rack made out of bones. It doesn't even make that much sense. Like, this clearly was not built by just the racks. Clearly somebody built this altar for some reason. And funnily enough, I don't think I've ever even bothered to go this direction and see. You kind of get here and let's see, there's this and some stuff over like that one thing, and that's kind of it. Like, you're not going to work your way back to a new area or anything. You just get killed by these turrets, which again, somebody built these turrets, which means at some point that rack hive was either not there or it was under control of someone else. You can see a lot of little specks, a lot of little flickers that is slightly disconcerting. Like, from a far distance it looks like visual glitches and not actual lines that are intentionally there to indicate there's bullets and items for you. These little stumps aren't proving to be consistently useful or important. Looks like there might even be a couple of things they were planning on doing. See, I can see right here where the edge of the skybox, which in this instance it doesn't look like it's a sphere, is merging together, and I'm not sure if you would be able to tell this or not, but yeah, it definitely shows that the wall there is painted on. I can shoot more racks. This might be a really good place to kill racks, but for every 5 bullets I'm spending to kill these level 30 racks, 13 racks, it's hardly doing me any favors. So, almost predictably, now we can probably guess we're going to turn in these quests and get the now complete collection of vault keys stolen from us, and then we're gonna have to chase the bad guy, who I assume is the Crimson Lance lady, who we've just saw very early in the game through a conversation, and that's about it. When you look at the challenges, I'm not going to go through them all, but you can kind of see, just through regular play, I've gotten a significant portion, about half of the quests, of the challenges done. But some of them, like Duelist, you need other players, and using your action skill to kill people is not amazingly likely unless you're playing as Brick. The Rack Slayer, for instance, here, still, that's a tough one to grind out. I would have to go to specific places and potentially even save and exit from the game and then come back in. killing 50 things with launchers hasn't happened. Punching people, killing with melee attacks hasn't happened that much either. The chemistry and the different elemental attacks hasn't really happened. No stone unturned. Opening 100 chests. It's like, it feels like we're a lot closer to the end of the game than we might even be if you look at all of these quests, but I think we are. I think we are a lot closer. We still haven't found an Eridan weapon, which is probably just a DLC weapon, and that's why. And we didn't get anything amazingly interesting by killing the Rack Hive, which that was a named character. So the 3 characters we've fought that have been named have been Nine Toes, Crom, and Rack Hive. Those were our 3 bosses in this game, and we'll probably see at least one more. Anyways, that's it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.